It's time to get your tickets down to the WSL Surf Ranch Pro. Coming up quickly on the calendar on the World Surf League Championship Tour. You'll see the men and the women competing there, and points will be entered into the world title race for the first time in history since the event that happened in Pennsylvania back in the day.
Yep, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Tommy Carroll, Derek Ho final.
Unbelievable. Lots changed since then, especially with technology. This is groundswell technology. It's unbelievable seeing perfection on demand. As we know in the ocean, you never know what you're going to get. So it's still an emotional feeling when you show up to Lemoore and see perfect waves. Let's get started. This is Filipe getting absolutely barreled to kick off the heat.
Great start for the yellow jerseys.
There's that roundhouse on the back end, still with some room to remind everybody how talented he is on the open face, fresh off that back-to-back title at J-Bay. Coming here early to warm up in some heavy conditions and controlling the start against Yago, Dora, and Tikanui Smith is a huge accomplishment to get the opening ride. Did you like the entry?
Let's have a look at this. He just grabs, slides in, had to stay high. On that one, it didn't really bottom out too much. It was kind of quite a high tube, and then he got that nice cutback. We look at it from here. He has to be high on that wave face. The bottom's not dropping out of that one, so it's not the most critical wave. It's a little bit softer. Beautiful hit there off the whitewater, though, clean and fluid, and showing his commitment to the whole ride and to the whole performance rather than just the tube. I think that was very well served and showed no signs of pressure at all.
Look at it. Super comfortable on that roundhouse, and that connection is so fun to watch on the rebound. So fast, called the fastest surfer in the world, but it's always been this event where he's wanted to prove himself in the jersey. Now world number one once again on top of the Jeep leaderboard, still just 23 years of age. The first surfer to qualify from Ubatuba, Sao Paulo, Brazil. More action to come. Late takeoff and going down is Tikanui Smith. Finished runner-up in that trials heat. A guy that is so dangerous, especially when it's massive. Toledo's on wave number 2. Stalling on the takeoff real quick, straight into the pit. It's staying wide open. Toledo getting the exit. He'll fly out.
Like Medina did, he has just found his feet straight away, come out swinging, got 2 scores already on the board, and a 6.57 for that first one. I wasn't really feeling him, if you know what I mean. Here we go to the replay. Look at it, deep, hollow, round one, that one. Nice travel time, comes out cleanly. Do you like it, Joey? Do you like it?
Love this view. Nice and deep, and then that foam ball sneaking under his board and hanging on. That was incredible.
You could not have been deeper, and that angle truly showed it, didn't it? From front on, it didn't look that apparent how deep and how committed he was. He was right where you need to be. 6 inches further back, he may not have come out.
That's exactly what we were alluding to earlier. That is the one that got away. In fact, Barco still wants that trophy. So look out, Mick. You better lock that thing up. Filipe now up now, just up and out real quick. His number's already in from the previous wave. Technical on the foam ball is 7.0. 6.57 before that.
They could go on and win this thing.
Love talking about that relationship with the Cooley kids as we watch Yago, Dora, one of the rookies on tour, going to a little top turn there and fading out. So a short ride for Yago, one of the exciting new names that we have on the top 34. Hasn't had a lot of breakthrough results yet, sitting outside the top 22 cutoff.
I don't think we've seen the best of Yago. I'm certain we haven't seen the best of Yago. I know from free surfs, as we watch this replay, there's a stall at the start. He thought, I might get barreled on that section. It wasn't there. Just a nice re-entry, and at this point he realises there's not much in this one. I've missed the impact part of the wave, and so we'll cut on out and get back out in that lineup.
Back a few years, and it felt like power base was really the message, overall performance, and it feels like it's come to a really great place and balanced on what's rewarded on the scale. Frontside wrap for Yago, Dora. Fades it again. This one's staying pretty slow, so he's got to get out of there. Still chasing some numbers. Here comes Yago. Setup work out the back, and just a throwaway punt. Finn's getting close to his face on that inside. Just seeing if he could just show off that air skill that you were hoping to see. Everyone's saying you've got something to prove when the waves get solid.
Yeah, well, here he goes. He's going to prove it right now, Joey.
Toledo just fishing his way down the line, moves that stance up nice and high, punches free, and he's out.
It was clean and nice.
And Toledo, Bill,
Here he goes. You can see he's just waiting. He sees this little section here, pulls in, and really at this point in time, that wasn't going to improve on what he'd already had. So straight out of there, gave up a bit of priority, that second priority, but he's still got it anyway. So nothing ventured, nothing gained.
With his speed lines, using the foam ball well. Yago getting the vision real quick. Right into a cool looking cutty. He's got one section on the inside. Wisely gets out. 18:40 to go. Let's take another look at Yago's.
So he gives it that pump, and that pump nearly gave him too much. It was like if that pump was maybe half that energy in that pump, perhaps that line through that barrel would have been. He is known as the fastest surfer in the world. I don't think there's any doubt about that, but he's got power too.
Here comes Yago Dora. Coming off that barrel, now just a flyaway. So he'll just take some chances above the lip. Still needing 2 new scores to put himself into the top 2. Priority is with Tikanui Smith. Little opportunity heading his way. Just took a look at one. This is his second ride of this heat. Sliding on the takeoff. Puts himself in a better position, but goes straight down. So you can see that tube effort there. I was actually expecting him to go switch stance.
Ready for more action, and that's the kind of Filipe Toledo that can win a world title.
We love the insight coming from the channel with Strider. Watching live action, Yago Dora. Looking like he's going to go for something big, changes it up, decides just to kick out as he's been hunting one big ram. His barrel came in the 3 range, so he's still comboed, needing 2 new waves to catch up with Toledo. Drole for the Tahitians made a final out here. It was an all wild card final when Bruno Santos won. Here's Toledo into a hollow cave. Woo, into daylight. Beautiful casual style and belting maneuvers just like he does in a beach break at home. He's out of there. Total control, one of his best performances on this shallow reef. Representing world #1 quite well today.
Looking comfortable, isn't he? And, you know, we saw his father there on the shoulder. There he is, Ricardo Toledo, the gentleman without the wetsuit on with the tattoo. He was applauding, and that was one of those waves, like we were talking about for Yago. You've got to sit, you've got to wait. They're not all like that. Here we go, the replay.
Amazing vision there. One of the bigger looking spaces that he had in a pit so far.
And when you compare it to some of those sort of mushier, softer ones, that one was open. Here we go, this angle will be great. You see that drag, just positions himself beautifully. That wave had the volume I was talking about earlier. It was thick, it was bowly, and then the finish on it was so clean and precise. That was a perfectly surf wave.
And he had to look back at the barrel on the exit. That's kind of an old school move.
Yeah, you got to celebrate it. There it is. Those moments of passion that come out. We love it. You can see the reef right below there and how shallow it does get in there and lands onto that dry reef. Does that improve on the 657? I dare say so. Now Yago's got a chance. He's finally got the second priority. So he's worked his way out of that last. This is his time to be patient from now on. Filipe's time to just surf.
He's having a ball, knifing it vertically. He's got some room to move. We know Filipe doesn't like to sit still for too long. Since he's done all the hard work, got the biggest number of the day in 8.5. He can freestyle a bit, which is usually a scary sign for his competition. He's one of the highest scoring athletes without priority.
Filipe has dominated this heat and surprised, really, Tikanui hasn't had the opportunity. He's had 2 waves, but the rest of the time, he knows what he's waiting for. There's a wave out there that's got his name on it. This one, Yago's got his name on this one.
Yago stalling, extending the vision, and doing a good job to manage his speed, but didn't have a wide open pit like Filipe's previous. His goal there, break the combination to give himself a shot towards the tail end here.
And you need that size. The judges proved that with the 8.5. This is a better angle. You see that stall? It's covered up. Double armed in to get that extra length in the tube. Nice long tube. You'd have that free surfing Tikanui.
Live action. Smith getting second in the trials, earning this spot. Backhand carve. You can see that knee brace hurting himself in action during the trials, so end up stepping off there.
And it didn't look quite as mobile as we've seen him. It looked a little stiff and a little tentative, didn't it? Well, these guys want to give it everything they've got and avoid that round 2 because the 25th sucks.
That's right. 10 seconds to go. Yago Dora is going to have to deal with the second round along with Tikanui Smith and Filipe Toledo. 8.5 and a 7.0.